Hey guys, my name is Charles Anthony, and I'm from Howard County, Maryland. Now, I was raised in Howard County, and basically where I came from, it was about social status. For me, it was very different being African American. I was predominantly in a white community, so I didn't come out till I was 19 years old. I didn't come out then because I think growing up, it was more about fitting in, and I was surrounded by, mostly Caucasian, so I wasn't as normal as any other black kid, I guess, in surrounding areas such as Baltimore and DC. So a big thing for me coming out at 19 was more of, after high school graduation. Big thing is with us as I think an African American community, we don't see a lot of them coming out, being open about being gay. I think especially as the males in the community, because they have a lot of pressure to deal with every day, dealing with stereotypes growing up every day, which I always try to get past the stereotypes and try to make people see beyond the stereotypes. So I kind of have a tough growing up life. I know it might look like to some people, I have it easy, but I really did have to put up with a lot from the young ages up to the age now, being 30 years old. But I got through it, so I think it's best, just to go out there and be who you are and not try to hide it. So I'd love to see more of that in my own community as an African American male. My parents, I guess they might have saw it as me, I think they questioned themselves. I definitely remember taking a drive with my mother when I was coming out, and I was 19 years old. I was going into my sophomore year of college, and I was in University of Pittsburgh, so I just, I had to come out, and I felt that being away from home was easy for me to do, to find out who I was myself. And the way I kind of came out was random. I always thought if I came out, I'd come out to my sisters or to my mother first. And I remember it was one day I was in the backyard with my father cleaning the pool. And as we were cleaning the pool to get ready for the season, I just said to my father, I was like, "Hey Dad, I'm bi." He's like, "What are you buying now?" And I just went like, "No Dad, I'm bisexual." And he was like, "Oh, what sexual product do you need help buying?" And I guess he thought I was asking about the whole condoms and things, but he didn't realize that, learned about that in 7th grade. So, and I finally just said, "Dad, I like guys and girls." I thought my father would be shocked. I didn't know how he would respond, but when he responded, he kind of paused for 5 minutes, took a scoop of the leaves out of the pool, threw it over the fence, and then basically nodded his head, and he said to me, "That's all right. I love you no matter what. You're my son." At the time, it meant a lot to me because I'm the only son, and African American son, being black. And with that said, to find out, for my father to find out that I was gay, and I'm his only son, that's really probably tough for him to take, especially in the community. So, but he was really cool about it. And then I probably was riding with my mother 2 days later, and we were talking about it and had a little crying session in the car. On the down low, okay, well, as many know, to be on the down low it's a couple definitions. It's kind of like you could be sneaky on the down low. It's like you're leading one life. At one point, it's like you're playing this role during the daytime. And this role is you're a straight man. You're not really telling anyone what you're doing. A lot of people in the African American community keep it on the down low. So it's kind of like you could be cheating, but you have this separate life. Or you have people just don't tell because some people are scared because of their careers. If people find out that, they might not have a chance in the future of making it or getting that job that they really want, or if they want to be an actor or being exposed. So they keep it on the down low. But a lot of times being on the down low eventually comes out. You can't keep it on the down low too much because down low is kind of like cheating. I think down low is kind of like cheating because you're not telling something about a part of your life. And that's kind of dangerous, but sometimes you got to keep things on the down low. It's just about not telling anyone or really keeping it very quiet about something. It's not really down low if you go broadcasting your business, then it's kind of cat up his hat, so. Anthony Cortez has got to be the coolest guy I ever met. It always seems like he's involved in everything he does. I don't know how he can keep it together with events flowing one after another with Liquid Dreams, and then there's the CB parties, and there's always something going on, WeHo Awards. I like being involved with that. Anthony has definitely made a name for himself in the community. I'm very happy that every time he does an event, I get to work with him because it's good to see how we work well with one another, and some of us, we just think alike. So Anthony definitely throws some crazy events that are fun, but you know what, he does get numbers coming in, and it's always good to be talked about. And it's always good to be talked about when you're having good events. That means you're doing something right. But I definitely say Anthony has definitely come a long way in this community, and I like what he does because he gives something different than some of these other promoters give. He gives something more like you don't know what to expect when you get there, and that's the good thing. It's like you have these situations where oh, it's gonna be like this every Friday night, oh, it's gonna be like this every Wednesday night, and it is, and it's the same people. But when Anthony Cortez throws an event, you don't know who's going to be there, and you get the people that want to go, they're scared to go, or they will go, and they try something new, and you end up having a blast all the time. It's just, Anthony definitely knows what he's doing, so I definitely appreciate the fact that he's a WeHo Knight and that he's my boy. WeHo Knights. Well, in West Hollywood, this is definitely a city where networking and having connections gets you the most. I think WeHo Knights is just a group of us, we're really good friends. I would say we're like a tight knit and a family that basically we'll do anything for each other. If we have an event, we'll all pull through. One of us, all of us come together. If we need something last minute, we need help with the committee, party planner, we all combine ourselves and we go ahead and make an event worthwhile. The biggest thing with us is we like to have a good time, and we want others to have a good time. I think with the WeHo Knights but we're about giving back to the community and making sure that everyone's involved. I know that when we do events, everyone does show up. We have a really good outcome, and I think that everyone in WeHo Knights, just has strong different personalities and collectively come together, and I think that's what makes us all successful. We're the kind of people that we want to work for ourselves, and we kind of want to work with one another. And I think all of us are not like the 9-to-5 everyday people, but with as creative we are, we're able to get these events going and be able to keep ourselves, fed and clothed, and give something to the community that people like.